According to new research, couples in their 60s are divorcing in their droves in what is being branded the silver splitter revolution.
Wow. We're joined now by one woman who's proving your love life doesn't have to end after you've called it quits.
Tina Pembleton, who's 69 years old, has made it her mission to find love before she hits 70, and she's been documenting it on social media.
You're going to love Tina.
I'm 69 and I'm dating. I'm not looking for a man I can just do puzzles with or sit by the fire. I want to be on fire. That was me 50 years ago. I was insecure. And look at me now. 69, little bit of a belly because I love my food. You like me or you leave me. I think I've been catfished by a plastic surgeon. You can still have a friend with benefits at my age. Why can't men make a little bit of an effort? I worry that maybe I'm too fiery, too loud. I'll only get louder as my hearing becomes a little bit more impaired. I got stood up by an Italian guy this week. There was no way I was going to rearrange. Ciao, bello. After all these years, I still don't understand what goes on in a man's head.
What is going on in a man's head,
Don't ask
Ben
me.
Shepherd?
I've got no idea.
What is going on?
Italian will be... I mean, who's laughing now, Tina?
Well, unfortunately, you don't know what I was saying because it just said I was having, you know, bit of a sort of rant in Italian, but I was actually swearing at him.
Well done. Nice.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to meet you.
You are just infectious. You are a ray of sunshine. We love the TikTok. Don't we?
Loving
I'm
the
69 and I'm dating. So let's start with, why did you start doing this?
Because I was a little fed up with all the dating apps. I haven't really had that much success, otherwise I wouldn't still be trying to find someone before I'm 70, and I've only got a few months left.
You've not always been, Tina, you've not always been single, though, have you? You were very happily married for...
over 30 years.
Over 30 years. Then you and your husband decided, you know, you just drifted apart, right?
We kind of separated about 7 years ago, and... You know, I just wanted more adventure in my life, new things, and wanted to come back and live in London. So here I am.
So you started using the dating apps?
Only a few years ago.
Just a few years ago. What's that experience been like?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't stop doing it because now I'm just swiping has become a full-time job. but I just think that really, if it was possible, probably still the best thing is to meet someone organically.
Right, OK.
If you could. I mean, I didn't grow up with dating apps, with texting.
No.
I didn't grow up with this, and I still find texting awful.
Yeah. It's a bit weird, isn't it? And all that kind of trying to decipher what someone's actually saying underneath it all.
But sometimes they don't say anything. They're so monosyllabic, or they talk about the weather. And, I mean, you know, you can't get excited. So I'm looking at their face to start with, but sometimes it's not only that. You might sort of see what they do, see how they... Sometimes you can listen to their voices, which is, you know, tells a few things sometimes. But even when I do end up texting, I try to get to meet them as soon as I can.
Yes.
You like to be face-to-face?
So you
immediately. Immediately.
You know,
like, no, why don't we meet for a drink? You know, do you live in London?
Yeah. So who's your ideal man?
What are your requirements?
Come on,
that's a good
Ben. Maybe 10 years on.
Wow.
I'm not a cougar, by the way. I mean, a joke about that.
I think you might be.
No.
So what we're saying is the requirements you have when you're going through, because some of our viewers will be thinking, you know, at similar age to you, they're keen to try something like this. What are the requirements that you need in the man that you're going to be dating?
I think it's not just drop-dead good looks, you know. I mean,
you know.
I don't want... No, there's got to be charisma.
Right.
I want a man to be international.
Ooh.
Yeah, it has to be. I'm a very international person. I have travelled a lot in my life. And now I just don't want to sit by the fire with someone with a pipe and slippers. I want someone to light my fire, you know?
Yes. Right, and let's talk about age, because, I mean, we may have some eligible
Suitors.
bachelors watching today that might be interested. What sort of ages are we looking at?
Well, I wouldn't go lower than probably...
25?
No, 55.
55, okay.
55.
So you go 55?
When I, you know, on my dating apps, I go like 55 to 70, early 70s.
That's a good window.
I've got some friends who are on dating apps,
yeah.
and they've also got some horror stories too of certain things that have happened, and or it's been going really well, and then all of a sudden anything like that happen to you?
I wouldn't call them horror stories.
But?
I'd just call them disappointing stories.
Right.
I mean, my first date didn't even turn up. So
And that was your first one?
Now, that could have put me off forever.
Yes.
But it didn't. I thought, well, I'm just going to get used to this. Then I had a date where the picture wasn't bad. We said we'd meet for a tea or a coffee in the afternoon. I hadn't started dating people in the evening at that point. I thought it was safer to go in the daytime. And when I met him, I could see the picture was at least 15 years old.
Right.
And we had chatted a little bit on the phone because I like to do that first.
Yeah.
Just to get a feel. But when I met, I had absolutely nothing to say to him. And that's unusual for me.
Yeah.
I'm quite vocal.
We can tell.
But anyway, after a few minutes, we were talking and we had nothing in common. He said his favourite meal was steak and chips and mine is fusion fish. Spicier than ever. So,
Sometimes the spice of life,
yeah,
perhaps?
exactly. So next to this coffee shop was a fish shop. And I suddenly thought, how am I going to get away from this guy? I said, look, I've got to go and buy some fish because they're going to close soon.
Right.
Not thinking...
Did you do a runner, Tina?
No, he got up with me, paid for the tea.
Nice.
That's
He
nice.
said he couldn't bear the smell of fish, and he walked into the fish shop with me.
Oh, so,
he quite
so he
liked
followed
you then.
He was...
So I suddenly
He was
said...
smitten.
he was-
So I said to him, well, it was really nice meeting you.
Yeah.
And he said, well, is that it? Aren't we going to see each other again?
Oh, wow.
And I said, well, to be honest, I don't think we've got much in common.
Did you do all this in the shop?
Yes.
You let him down in the fish shop?
In the fish shop. That's why he doesn't like the smell of fish anymore.
Heartbreak.
You've got kids, though. It's your son that encouraged the TikToks,
Yes,
which we
Josh.
absolutely love. And it's
Yes.
gone viral. Some of your videos have been watched over a couple of million times. What do your kids make of this, Tina, this newfound digital dating fame?
Well, I mean, you know, my other son is married with young children, so he doesn't get as active. Josh is very protective of me, actually.
Yeah.
And he, if I go out, he's like, it's a bit of a role reversal. He's like waiting up for me, like, you're late, or where have you been? Or if I'm going out in the evening, he'll try and check where I'm going exactly in case, you know, anything happens. But I'm pretty safe when I go out. I always meet in busy places, buzzy places. You know, I don't go and hide with all the old people in a bingo hall or something, you know.
I think Tina.
Fish shop
I
is
think we need to
where
get
it's at.
Tina to come back and do some dating advice for some of our viewers.
Sure, would you
some
do that
phone-ins
for
with
us?
Tina.
I'd love to.
Yes.
I'd
And
love
maybe we
to.
can find some dates for Tina to go out on as well. Is that there's
we-
Josh over there?
We know her type. That's the thing.
Yeah,
we know her
yeah.
type now.
Lovely. Tina, thank you for coming in. And as Kat says, bring a ray of sunshine and joy to us all as well.
Absolutely.
Keep being you.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.